Be'ezat Hashem, Naaseh v'natzliach. I want to welcome you to another session of Golden Nugget Torah Series that we started. This week's Parashat Lech Lecha. Want to just pick up where we left off on last week. Remember, we're in the month of Cheshvan. This is the month that people are prone to fall spiritually. And that's why in the past few weeks we have all these storylines of Adam and Chava falling. The generation of Dora Enosh, the first generation to do Avodah Zarah. Then we have Dora Mabul, Dora Palaga, the generation of the flood, the generation of dispersion. We see Noach making a sin. We see that his children sinning. We see that more, and then we come into to the first patriarch, Avraham Avinu, and then we see that he's getting tested, 10 different tests. And we see over here that the Parasha is screaming out, talking to us. You're going to fall. Don't forget to get up. You're going to get tested. Don't forget to get up. As it says, Lech Lecha me'artzecha. Go out from your artzecha, from your artziyut, from your gashmiut. Go out from the gashmiut. Stay focused on the ruchaniyut. That is the message of the month of Cheshvan and all these parashiyot. Nevertheless, in this week's parasha, it talks about Avraham Avinu when he left his homeland. And he was instructed to take Sarai and his family to go on this journey of Lech Lecha me'artzecha v'moladatecha bet avicha el ha'aretz asher eka, into the land that I will show you. And it says over there something very interesting. I just want to focus in on just a few words. That when Avraham Avinu took his wife and Lot and all their wealth that they amassed, Ve'et hanefesh asher asu becharan, and the souls that they made in Haran. What does it mean, all the souls that they made in Haran? So obviously, Rashi tells us over there, and I'll read his words as well as to begin this message, this beautiful message. Rashi says over there, Sheikh Nisan tachat knafei ashchina. It says, Et hanefesh asher asu becharan. Which souls did they do in Haran? Sarah was barren. She had no children. So which souls did they make? They didn't have any children. Rashi answers that the souls that they brought underneath the wings of the Shekhinah, God's holy presence. Avraham megayer et ha'anashim. Avraham would convert the men, and Sarai converts the women. V'Sarah megayer et ha'anashim. U'ma'aleh alehem ha'katuv kilu asa'am. And the pasuk is testifying as if they made them, meaning anyone who brings somebody back into God's fold, into the Shekhinah, it counts as if they gave them birth. Very interesting concept. Very interesting concept. It's as if you become a spiritual parent, a spiritual father, a spiritual mother to that person that you bring back into the fold of the Shekhinah. This is actually hinted in a couple of places. If you go to Parashat Bamidbar, Perek Gimel, Pasuk Aleph, there's a pasuk over there that says, Ve'ele toldot Aharon u'Moshe. It says, these are the offsprings of Aaron and Moshe. What are the offsprings of Aaron and Moshe? And it says, Ve'ele shemot b'nei Aharon, Nadav, Avihu, Elazar, ve'Tamar. It lists all the children of Aaron, Nadav, Avihu, Elazar, ve'Tamar, and it doesn't list the children of Moshe. And Moshe gets the credit that Aaron's children are like Moshe's children. And over there, Rashi says, V'nikro toldot Moshe, lefi shelimdan Torah. Why are they called the offsprings of Moshe? Because he told them Torah, and he continues to say, Melamed, shekol ha'melamed et ben chavero Torah, ma'aleh alav ha'katuv kilu elado. Anybody who teaches children to somebody's son, it's as if he gave him birth himself. So we see that there's a concept over here that when you bring people back to Hashem, when you give them their spiritual rebirth, you get the credit for it. This credit is called in Chazal, Zikui Harabim. Zikui Harabim is one of the loftiest mitzvot that a person can do in their lives. Maran Ovadia Yosef, who was one of the greatest Mezakei Harabim, one of the greatest rabbis of our generation or of recent history, who took it upon himself to really go out there and teach the world the sweetness of the Torah, the halachic ways of the Torah, and to really guide them, to guide them in the right path with his incredible way of being able to disseminate real lofty concepts into layman's terms so the regular person can understand how to keep the halachot of the Torah. And he says in regards to Zikui Harabim, in one of his drashot in his book Hazon Ovadia on Sukkot, these are his words. Rav Ovadia Yosef Zechet Tzadik Livracha, whose yahrzeit was just a few days ago, so we'll talk again, amen. You don't know how big it is, the merit to work with the public. There's no greater level than the level of a Jew that interacts with the public and brings them back to the ways of God. As a matter of fact, he says, he says, just as you look at the planets that are far above and they look like small little sparkles in the sky, but rather they're millions and millions of times bigger than planet Earth, similarly are Mezakei Harabim. Kach godel ma'alat Mezakei Harabim etzel Hashem yitbarach. Those that deal with the public and bring them back to the ways of God, that's what they're spiritual giants in the eyes of Hashem. And it says, and by doing that and bringing children to learn Torah, and you bring them back to the ways of Torah, whether it's the children or the adults, you will see that their merit is greater than all. And he continues to quote Rabbeinu Bachye in the books Chovot HaLevavot. It says something incredible. He says, "Afilu haChasid hagadol bayoter," maybe the most righteous individual ever, and even a Gadol Torah, somebody who is a Torah giant, and he goes all to the and he's able to rectify himself to reach the highest level of on his personal level. And even if this righteous individual or this Torah learner reaches the level that he's like Malachei HaShe'et, like an angel, he doesn't even come to the smallest level of one that deals with the public to bring him to the ways of Hashem. I want to bring this to your attention before I continue to read the final excerpt from over here, that Zikui Harabim back in the days used to be exclusive to very learned rabbis that can actually have the talent and the know-how and the knowledge and the expertise to go out into the public and to teach them and to bring them back into the fold of Judaism and the Torah and the religion. And they merited to Zikui Harabim. They merited to this lofty level of Zikui Harabim. Vet ha-nefesh asher asu becharan. They also gave birth as a spirit. Those rabbis were spiritual parents to all these brand new individuals, brand new souls that came under the guise of the Shekhinah v'Kadosh Baruch Hu. Nowadays, we can all be that. Nowadays, we could all merit to Zikui Harabim. It's so simple. It's more. There's a class going on. You bring another friend. That's Zikui Harabim. You promote the flyer on your WhatsApp group. That's Zikui Harabim. You put it together. That's Zikui Harabim. Anything that has to do with promoting Torah, and another person learns from it. That's Zikui Harabim. And why do you want to do that? Why do you want to take it upon yourself to bring another person to a class, promote a class, even put together a class, or just to have people share 2 halachot a day on a group, or if you're able to create some sort of a new group for a new type of study, and more people sign up, and you have 10 people and 20 and 50, and nowadays Baruch Hashem b'li ayin hara, there's groups of hundreds and even thousands. The Zikui Harabim is on a wholesale level. Why do you want to do that? Because it's easy. It's easy. In this digital world that we live in, Zikui Harabim is easy. And what do you get in return? Allow me to continue. Pirkei Avot says in Perek Hey, Mishnah Chaf Aleph, Kol hamezakeh et harabim en chet ba'al yado. Anybody who deals with the public, anybody who brings people to learn Torah, no sin comes to his hand. Furthermore, it says in Baba Metzia, Kol ha-melamedet ben am haaretz Torah, afilu HaKadosh Baruch Hu gozeh gezerah. He says, anybody who teaches somebody else's son Torah, even if HaKadosh Baruch Hu decrees a harsh decree, mevatela bishvilo, he nullifies the decree for that individual. Furthermore, it says that individual merits to sit in the yeshiva shel ma'ala, meaning in the yeshiva, in the high heavens. He gets a spot over there with all the righteous individuals from Jewish history. And it continues to say, Ilu yadu bnei adam kama gedola ma'alat ha-mezakeh harabim. If people knew how lofty and how great this mitzvah mezakeh harabim, v'machziram beteshuvah, and even if you merited to bring somebody back and get teshuvah, people would run to do Zikui Harabim like somebody that would run after his own life. I wanted to share with you that this is, when the pasuk says, "Ve'et hanefesh asher asu b'Haran," and this is the souls that Avraham and Sarah made in Haran, you can rebrand this pasuk to custom fit your life. Ve'et hanefesh asher asu b'Denver, Colorado. Ve'et hanefesh asu b'Miami, Florida. Ve'et hanefesh asu b'Brooklyn, New York. This pasuk can be you. And by the way, Zikui Harabim, sometimes you get sidetracked or the Yetzer Hara tries to make you believe that you need to do it on a wholesale level. Oh, if it's not 1,000 people, it's not worth doing. I'll give one final story about Rav Ovadia Yosef that actually gave me a big chizuk when I started to do Zikui Harabim. The story goes that Rav Ovadia Yosef, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, was the chief rabbi of Tel Aviv. And Tel Aviv was always a metropolis, and people that would come to his class were by the hundreds. But in his younger years, he took it upon himself to go to different areas of Israel. And back in the days, getting to different areas of Israel was difficult. Didn't always have transportation. The places weren't so populated. And the story goes that the Rabbi Ovadia Yosef would go to this faraway town that would take him 3 to 4 hours every single way just to get there by bus. And once he got there, how many people were waiting for him? 3 people. And those 3 people sat down, and the rabbi at that moment, let's be honest, the rabbi could have said, listen, guys, Chazakim and Burchim, that you want a Torah class over here, but call me back when you have a minyan at least. The story goes that Rav Ovadia Yosef would go back to that town that just had 2 or 3 people that would show up to his class for years. Because the Zikui Harabim, the fact that he could touch one more soul, regardless of what the effort was worth it for him. When I first started to do classes, I'd be grateful if there was 1 or 2 people. And one of the things that kept me going and didn't make me give up when people didn't show up to the classes because maybe they didn't know, they weren't interested, or it takes some time till you get some sort of a following where people can want to come to your classes, is this story. Because I said, if Rav Ovadia Yosef is willing to go all the way 4 hours on a bus to a shul to hold 2 or 3 people, and he did it for years, who am I not to go to a place that even has 1 person that's willing to come back to the ways of God? And as the Gemara says, as Chazal tell us, anybody who saves 1 soul of Am Yisrael, it's as if he saved an entire world. I want to leave you off with one final part. Ve'et hanefesh asher asu b'Haran. We know that Avraham and Sarah were barren for Sarah till 90, and Avraham Sarah till 90. So they were married for quite a long time. And obviously, just like in any relationship, there's ona and there's couples that they are together, and every single time that they were together, and the neshama didn't come out from it, a child or a human being didn't come out from it. What happened to those precious sparks? So I once heard in a class from Rav Meir Eliyahu Shlita, it says, "Ve'et hanefesh asher asu b'Haran." It says all those sparks that didn't turn on into children were actually reserved souls that later on, when people did get converted, and when they dip and they come from ger to becoming a Jew, that extra piece of the neshama that makes them a Jew was from that time of Avraham and Sarah. And that's why the Gerim, when we call them, we say Ben Avraham, because it's the nitzotz of Avraham that goes inside of them that gives that extra soul of the neshama. Ve'et hanefesh asher asu b'chayam. Hashem vayich atkhem, sameach atkhem, Shabbat Shalom.